Previously on Dances with Dice, when last we left our heroes, Finian, the halfling artificer, Felix, the human bard, and Theo, the satyr fighter. They had delved deeper into the mountain, following clues that led them into the cult of the dragon. They engaged in combat with a half-dragon abomination summoned from nefarious places deep within the earth. Now, with the battle concluded and our heroes victorious, what new mysteries and dangers await them around each corner this week on Dances with Dice.
All right, we return. The battle has just concluded. You have all leveled up, and you find yourselves in the remainder of this sort of storage room. As the sounds of battle sort of disappear from the room, you guys listen out. You appear to be alone. You have a little bit of time to be able to explore. What would you like to do?
Where are we now? We're outside the mine, or we're outside?
No. You guys you're still in the mine. This is right after the battle has concluded.
Okay. Search the body. Duh.
Well, no. So the body has entirely disappeared. The only thing that remains is the sort of it's sort of broken down, and the mechanism is sort of broken, but it is still intact. The sort of dragon-shaped helmet that they were wearing.
Theo's gonna, wipe
Put it
whatever.
on.
She's gonna wipe whatever gook or blood she has off her face, and she's gonna actually make a beeline for the room that the man had come out of.
Okay.
Walking sort of stealthily and slowly, just in case there are people waiting in there to ambush.
You sort of peek around the curtain of the door. It appears to be a private quarters. About maybe a third of the size of the room you guys were just in. There is a bed, a rug, a table that looks like a bit of a desk.
Table, you say?
There's a table with some desk, a desk setup that is there, along with.
What a lovely table.
And then
I'm feeling urges to take it. Fill a bar with all the tables I've ever stolen.
And then there is also, you see a shrine. You see a shrine to Chromatus, the dark dragon, the dark chromatic dragon god. It is a very simple shrine. Normally, most of the shrines will have some sort of depiction of Chromatus. This is just a simple shrine of 5 multicolored dragon claws laid out in a circle around a candle.
Theo's feeling a little vindication sort of moment, because this is the first time they've sort of had a free reign besides going into that smugglers thing that had a portal.
Mm-hmm.
This is there's a shrine. The cults are real. Look, there's a shrine.
You guys can hear.
This is the first shrine we've seen. The first cult shrine.
Yeah, you guys can hear.
Finian comes in wearing the helmet, being like, I think we already believed you a little bit ago.
I know. But it's down here. And they could... I don't know what this accent is.
Finian, if you're trying to wear the helmet, first things first, I need a strength check, because The
look like
helmet's
Snake.
about as big as you are.
You look like Snake sneaking around in
I'm
a
literally
box.
living in the helmet.
It's like you are very much solid snaking this helmet if you can actually lift it.
Hey, guess what? I get to use my armor and use my intelligence for strength checks.
All right, roll.
Oh
I
my
can
God,
only
this is gonna be
interpret that as lifting with the right form to not throw out your back.
He's like, no, he's like, Finn is 100%. Like Theo is the like, my form's not perfect, but like I'm strong. Finn is like 100%. It's like 13 degrees with the legs, and then you push back the hips, and then slowly straighten the back.
Is it
I put a funny GIF in cast chat.
plus 16?
16. You are just barely. You're just like very much struggling. It's like maybe it's like a couple like millimeters off the ground, but it's enough that you're just like. Eee! And he's like you get into the room and like you drop it. It's like, I think we believed you already.
Yeah.
That's definitely.
But you're
should be for Theo
able to do
just
it.
roll too.
Can I like investigate to see what is the helmet magical?
The helmet is definitely magical. That doesn't need a check at all. If you wanted to sort of identify the magic on the helmet,
I do have identify, so
yeah, you can totally cast identify.
okay. I'm gonna ritual cast identify, so I don't burn a slot.
Okay, so that'll take 10 minutes.
What's Felix doing?
Having a nice cold cigarette to ease the pain.
Nice cold ciggy. He doesn't want to come look at all the shiny things. in here. If there's
Felix
anything
is
shiny, I don't
Felix
know.
is being super cool by the corpse. It's just like, yeah, I did that.
He's trying to look cool, but he's definitely
did.
trying to cope with the trauma of exploding 2 more people's heads and like why this keeps happening to him specifically.
Maybe their heads just did that.
It's just
What if their heads just? What if JFK's
What if
head
I
just
just have
did that?
really bad luck?
What if Kennedy's head just did that?
Finn, after casting Identify, this is a helm of draconic domination.
Oh my!
It's when placed upon a willing creature, they complete a pact. It's essentially a warlock pact with a dragon by putting this helmet on. If you can find a dragon that will lend you your power, you essentially enter into a warlock pact where they will lend you some of their strength, and you become essentially a servant to them and their will.
interesting.
There's
Can
no
I
way that
can I
could go
can I
poorly.
investigate?
No, not at
like,
all.
To figure out potentially what part of the item is like.
It's the entire item. Like
making this-
it's the entire item is imbued with this spell and this magic. The only reason, and like you can like, and as you kind of take your hand away from identifying the spell, you like almost feel the magical energy like sort of pulling at you, trying to get you to come back. You hypothesize that simply because there is not another dragon here that could exert their will over it, that is the only reason that you were actually able to carry it and move it and touch it at all.
Ah. So, if the whole thing is imbued, could I like melt or like take pieces of it apart, or if I take it apart, will it like dispel that?
You have no idea. You're not sure. All Identify does is kind of tell you what it does and what it is. You're not sure how it was constructed. That would require like actual investigation.
Okay. Can I do that?
I would say you would be well aware from the spell that you cast. This is not, you don't have the time, resources, or even space to like really get a thorough investigation. However, You are, I will say, in your investigation, you're able to find a small, like series of switches on the interior of the helmet, and as you throw all of them, the helmet sort of collapses itself into a small cube.
Oh shit. Okay. Pocket in that shit.
All right. So you just mark down, you have Helm of Draconic Domination, parentheses, cube form.
So, like...
Travel
with the-
size.
Travel size.
So because like warlock pacts, do you have to do what the your person you're packed with tells you, or how does that all work?
So roll me, Finn, roll me a history check. Let's see how worldly you are about the darker side of nature, college boy. Let's see
19.
what books on. Okay, they've got some books on. You're aware that warlock pacts are generally supposed to be for mutual benefit. But you are also aware that the power you gain from your pact is at the whim of your patron. So if your patron tells you to do something and you don't do it, that is technically a breach of your contract. And therefore they can, depending on what the rules set within the contract is, they can punish you how they see fit. You're unsure of, again, because again, it's not the same. You can very much tell it's not the same, simply based on just like how just the way that the magic works from your identify. But you get the feeling that, like from like just like half remembered books and research that you read about, like you're basically kind of like hypothesizing about how warlocks would work in this sort of situation. Your best hypothesis sort of comes out to it will depend on the dragon who is doing the dominating. The helm seems a lot like more of a vessel for the magic than it is something in and of itself sinister.
Okay, so it's like if you're like with a good dragon, it probably won't be that bad for you, but if like an evil dragon's able to like dominate you, you're kind of fucked.
Exactly. You're not
Dominated.
Yeah, again, you must be a willing creature to wear the helmet, but your hypothesis basically, it feels like the dragon sort of has the upper hand in this scenario.
Okay. Makes sense.
All right. Theo and Felix, what about you guys?
Felix.
Is there anything with resale value?
Not really. Most of this looks like just supplies and things like that. Roll me an investigation check, Felix.
Nat 20.
All right, you walk around to each of the corpses of the guards you guys killed, and you you notice it's like, oh shit, this is antiques, and you pop off all of the crests of the Cult of the Dragon to possibly the right antique dealer. These could be worth quite a bit. They are of unknown value, but you can very clearly tell that these are at least these sets of armor date back to the actual active time of the Dragon War. So
And
they
how
are.
many of these crests have I just pocketed?
You have pocketed 4.
Yippee!
You have 4 antique dragon crests. Antique Cult of the Dragon crests. Yeah. And Theo, what about you?
Theo is looking for anything of historical importance, any artifacts that this cult might have stolen or been hidden away, any manuscripts, documents, books,
Okay.
like maybe
Roll
one of the
me-
missing one of the missing gosh, what's that those books that we learned about very early in the campaign, but there's only so many.
Yeah, it's the book of the Cult of Chromatus. Hang on, let me find it. I remember my own world.
The Book of the Cult.
Yeah.
Fourth volume of the Book of Chromatics. One of the things was like that when what was stolen was a page of a book, the fourth volume of the fourth volume of the Book of Chromatis. The full fourth book of Chromatis has not been located, but that
It is
shop
the
that
it's the history the history of the Brood of Chroma.
Yeah.
The history of the Brood of Chroma. Yes, you had found one page. Okay, roll me an investigation check, please.
Okay. I'm not smart. First. Also, for fun little thing for people in the podcast who were not in on this, Zachary, I found Venus's dice.
Hey, where was it?
It was it apparently had fallen out of my dice bag in my suitcase.
Good. I'm glad you have
I
it.
guess that was the single dice that fell out of my dice bag in my suitcase that went missing.
Well, as long as it's no longer missing.
So I located it. It fell into a piece of clothes.
All right. What is your what's your investigation check?
Need to find her dice. There's her dice. Her dice likes me. Theo's dice likes it when I roll it. Eh. And I have a +2 in my investigation. Not very good. It's a 14.
14. There are no like new documents. However, with a 14, you're able to find a couple of messages written in Draconic. However, they are very clearly encoded. You find 3 pages of encoded notes of some kind. But what drew your attention to them is like they were the piece of paper on top of that was clearly a message, a communique of some kind. And it says, hang on, let me find a specific note because I want to make sure I get it right. Okay, there we go. It's like it says, our plan. It's the note reads, "Our plan in Ardenvale has become sidetracked. Marishane will be our rebirth. Prepare, brothers and sisters."
Okay.
And then it's 3, and then that's the message that was like, it was like a very small, like almost postcard, like it was wrapped around these notes as like the seal or like the, like the postage to it. And then it's 3 encoded notes in Draconic.
Okay.
Do you need someone who can read Draconic?
Theodosia does read Draconic.
Oh.
That's how she's able to tell it's in code.
Felix is just like she can read Draconic. It's just that it's coded in Draconic, like it's like the fox is in the hen house, but it's written in Draconic.
I'm also very smart.
You are. You're smart.
Wait,
I think
I was talking as Morgan. I actually don't know if Felix is that smart.
I have a +0 to my intelligence. I'm
I've
not
got a
Karma
+1.
anymore.
It's nothing to write home about.
I'm not Karma anymore.
I'll say you guys spend. I'll say you guys spend about an hour or 2 kind of exploring and gathering up. You scrounge up whatever information you can. That's what all of your sort of roles eventually take you to. And then
Anything from the World Breaker, since this was a...
No.
I just found my medication in my pockets, but it's a pill that I don't take anymore with them, so I'm thinking it's just a day that I just put them in my pocket and forgot, and now I'm like, what day was this?
Uh-oh.
Hi. Well then.
It's like when the ADHD leaves you a time bomb.
I was like, oh, did I not take them this morning and just put them in my pants? And then I was like, wait, I don't take that anymore.
More importantly, how long
pop
is
it
it
in your mouth?
How long has it been since you've worn those pants then?
Great questions all around.
I'll say you guys take about 2 hours or so to explore everything. Those are really all the things you can find. Most of the other stuff has been destroyed in the fight, or it's very clearly like just supply. Like you find like a lot of like rations, some like basically just stuff that would like allow for like encampment, like a small encampment to survive down here for a while. The final thing you check is like that railroad heading off to the north. They have clearly caved in this area, so it looks like this was the last place they were working, it seems. So whatever other parts deeper in the mine where these reports initially came from, they are, those areas have been sealed off. And then finally, you guys take a last sort of like look at the pools of After Myria, and you'll notice now that the ritual is stopped, like this sort of like darkness, and you didn't really notice it till it was gone. All the torches burn a little brighter, almost like a haze that was in the mine that you don't really notice, like almost like there was like a thin layer of smoke at all times. The air feels clearer, you feel a little less anxious and on edge, and you watch as slowly rising out of the pools, you watch little almost like drops of water start to raise upward, and then you watch as they breach the pools. You watch as small dodecahedral shapes, no larger than like say a D20 sized, start to float out of the air, and you watch as they reach sort of the ceiling. You watch as they sort of pop in like bright little crystals and flashes of light. And if you look in the pools, you see that all of the corpses that were there have sort of just disappeared, and the pools have reset themselves almost into more of a hard, like you could like throw like a pebble at it and it's a hard crystalline, like almost like they've frozen like ponds of crystal. I'll say everyone roll a religion check.
Religion.
Damn, you were stinky.
10. I am not very religious.
Finn, I'm a man of science.
I rolled 18 plus 0.
Okay, 18 plus 0. And then Felix?
18.
18. Finn, you're roughly kind of aware of funeral practices, and like again, like you're less of an I wouldn't even say you're an atheist, but it's like it's kind of like the joke of an atheist in a D&D world. It's not that the gods don't exist, it's like I don't have fucking time for you sort of thing. So you're aware of like, oh, that maybe that relates to like resurrection magic or something like that. Like it's not your thing. You're an artificer, you're an engineer, you build things. For Theo and Felix, you are well aware of, because there is, as each being has a soul, and as resurrection magic does exist, there exists a limit of which a soul can be brought back from the other side. And as you're aware that there are different styles of resurrection magic, some time limited, others not. The different and various, clerics and priests and paladins have all kind of like come up with, a theory of the idea of these little shapes represent a person's soul traveling to the other, traveling to, beyond the planes and into the afterlife. And the dodecahedron, being 20-sided, each face of that shape represents one chance for the soul to return. And so as each of you look at that and kind of remember that all the bodies that were within the After Myria pools, you assume that those are the souls of those people moving on, having been released from this ritual, whatever it was that was holding them there.
And there's no saving any of them, I imagine.
It
used up all their dodecahedral sides.
Well, no, it's not that these souls could not be brought back, but as you like look up and then like kind of realize and like you like look around and it's like, oh, it's been more than a minute. So Revivify would no longer function here.
Yeah, I don't think any of us have Revivify anyway.
Yeah. But again, you are aware like their long-term resurrection magic does exist. So it's not that these people are lost forever. It is that in this moment that their souls still had time on this plane for a revivify, for example. They have now moved on beyond that magic's reach.
Gotcha. Well. We can tell that fellow that there at least won't be any more names to be added.
Small victories, I suppose.
You're gonna have to explain this one to me. I don't really. What are those?
Souls, I suppose. Looks like they were trapped here. When they were killed, they weren't allowed to leave. But now they can go. I think, that's what you were saying? That they can go now?
Yeah, they're...
Are you asking God in your
Yeah,
character?
Yeah,
yeah,
sorry.
like, sorry.
No, yeah. So no, they have moved. These souls have now moved into the afterlife. They've moved on to the celestial plane at this point.
The ones that were
That were in these
trapped
pools.
trapped in
Yeah.
okay.
In the pools and the ritual.
Basically, like all the people who like were killed in the mine were trapped.
Yeah,
Yes.
their souls were trapped here because they were feeding their souls were creating magic. But now since the ritual was stopped, the souls are allowed to leave the Aftermeria.
Oh, actually, I will say this: as you watch all of these like little crystalline things pop, you watch as the final one pops. There's like a little bright flash of light, and then sort of floating a couple of inches off the ground is about maybe like a baseball-sized chunk of Aftermeria, worth about 500 gold. So any spellcasters, you can have this piece of Aftermeria can either be sold at value or be used to replace 500 gold worth of any spell component.
Ew.
So
Well, I don't cast as much. I'm more of a shoot you kind of
Yeah.
guy. So.
I'll say Felix, you can take that. So mark down a 500 gold value Aftermeria stone.
So it could be the equivalent of a diamond.
Yes, it is the equivalent of 500 gold worth of any spell component whatsoever, or can be sold in any magic shop for its stated value.
Felix uses it in place of incense.
Fucking bully me.
Felix is like you hear like a little scraping sound at night, and it's like Felix is like scraping some Aftermeria like over a bowl. It's like what are you doing? It's like catching like the lighter. It's like, don't fucking ask.
I'm seeing something real quick.
Right.
I need to see something.
I need to talk to my muse. All right, so with that, you guys have basically found everything you can find. You retrace your steps back through the mine and out. It takes probably about another hour or so for you to emerge from the mine. So when you do emerge, it is probably just about noon, just about 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Several things spring to your attention almost immediately, even from a distance as you are walking back. That same strange haze you saw as you came into port has also lifted over the town. You can see from a distance, like the roofs of the town, the silhouette of it, much better than you were able to before. There is much more noise that you can hear, a lot of like the sounds of more hustle and bustle that you were not used to. As you walk by like the large sort of gouges in the earth, those ravines that lead down into the mines, you can see more lights moving and the more sounds as though there is more energy about. And as you arrive back in town, everyone is walking about smiling and happy as though
They don't
nothing,
have a vampire mare.
as though no vampiric presence seems to be around.
Ah,
Hmm.
wonder where our friend went.
Your friend.
and then as you come back into town, you see Dirk, the half orc, the first gentleman. I think it was the half orc that showed you guys the mine initially. Comes running up to you. It's like, my God, what did you do? What did you find? Was the mayor down there? It was like a bolt of lightning out of nowhere. It's like suddenly everyone felt like nothing has occurred. What happened?
No mayor.
Well, the mayor wasn't deaf. We didn't see him down there.
I didn't see him down there. No, we're just as curious. We found the source of your problem. In terms of disappearing miners, that should be done. No more of that. I believe. We don't know what's up with the mayor. We just got up and everyone seems to be well. Does beg the question.
He looks at you.
He
Like,
doesn't have charisma. Someone with charisma talk.
he looks at you guys like, not the mayor, but what was going on? What happened?
Theo, just tell him.
She said, "Stop that."
Vindication.
Entschuldigung, Vindication was in the mine shaft?
I want to hear one of you two say it.
Fine. So, she's pretty much convinced, the whole time that they're dragon cults and they're still around, and we were kind of like skeptical of that. And yeah, you got dragon cults in your mine, and well, they're not anymore, but there were.
He looks at you. It's like, that's a good. That's a good joke. That's a good joke. No, it was like, you're telling me, but you're certain it wasn't the mayor.
Yeah, we're pretty sure that he pulls out the like dragon skull thing or the dragon helmet in the ball form and just clicks it and tosses it as it like expands.
Oh my God. He just sort of sits there, just like,
I can only imagine like Theo right now is just like the biggest shit-eating grin.
She's pumped. She feels like this is true vindication. Every time she was ever laughed at, she's just like, she is a doomsday prepper who the end of times has finally come, and she's like, I told all of you, and she's got her cans of beans. She's got all her little her cans. And she's about to go down into her bunker. I told all of you.
He's like, okay. That's pretty bad. Okay. Can you put that away again?
Presses the thing and like puts it.
Yeah,
back.
refolds it back. It refolds it back up. It's like, okay. So. Okay. Here, and he reaches behind him and hands you guys a sack of coins, and he says, I will speak with you much later than this. And you watch as he turns around. You can see he walks over to his camp. You see he walks out with a backpack, and you see him go right down to the docks and out of sight. And he has handed you a sack of about 250 gold.
Woo!
Actually, no, 300 gold. Make that
Woo.
math way easier on my head. So 100 gold each.
We still haven't figured out what happened to the mayor. Clearly, whatever down there affected him.
Probably not a bad idea to go check on him.
Yes.
To be perfectly honest, I really. Do we have to go look for him?
Loose ends and all that,
Okay,
We
well,
don't
this
want
time
to be like,
I'm
oh
not
no, everything's fine.
just don't you
and
ever
it's
leave me
not.
alone in a room with him again?
Never again.
You
Never
need me
again.
to hold your hand.
You need uppies. Theo being like only like 5'1" or something. Like she's not that much. She's
I thought you were tall, like for a.
no. Satyrs are technically supposed to be pretty damn short.
She's just tall. She's just tall in comparison to you.
In comparison to you, she's actually like yeah, she's 5'1".
I will say is like you guys are are able to make your way back to the office of the mayor. And as you arrive, you can hear sort of muffled speaking through the door. Please roll me a perception check.
$13.
13? 10.
22.
22. Finn and Theo, you're not able to really make anything out. Felix, you hear what sounds like the end of a conversation on a sending stone of some kind. And the conversation is ending with like, I don't remember a damn thing. I just woke up here with the worst headache in the God's damn world. And oh God, I think there's somebody outside. Who is it?
Shall we?
Yeah.
It's me again. I'm back.
Oh, thank God. Yes. Oh, thank God. Finian, please, come in.
And the door, you guys open the door. And you see sitting there in their vampire form. You see Marcellus Harland. He looks like his head is poured over some notes, and as soon as he looks up and sees Finian, then his face turns to horror. It's just like as the other two walk in, it's like,
Oh.
We know.
Hi.
Finian, I am hurt. And also confused. Oh, the spell didn't take. Damn. Well,
That one semester of acting classes in in college worked out pretty well.
I'm sorry, my homie.
he's like sitting there. It's like,
Bro.
For real, bro? You're gonna do me like this, bro?
Bro, close your eyes. It's dark, bro. That's my world without you, bro. Bro.
He looks at all of you. It's like,
well, you've caught me. Listen, please. I'm not a harm to anyone. I'll return to the forest. I was so close.
So what?
Yeah. Go ahead, Finian.
Oh,
Probably
I was-
have questions.
I was just saying close to what?
So close to finding her.
It's not very much more specific.
No, my wife. She, as you might assume, correctly, probably, if you hadn't figured it out already. This is not my town in any way, shape, or form.
What?
There's a castle hidden in the woods not far from here. That is my home. Well, was my home. Many years ago, I met my wife. During the war, she had been wandering around this area for many years, and we made it a peculiar couple, of course, but
we were separated. And unfortunately, one night when I went to sleep, right before the penultimate battle of the war, the violence and destruction caused a sort of collapse and cave-in. My castle was built more onto the side of the mountain, and the mountain sort of
Oh my god.
ended up on top of it.
Oh my god. Are you? Theo is just doing this with her hands. She's just got her hands in her face.
And so I'd heard rumors of after spending several hundred years digging myself out, I had heard rumors of strange going-ons in the area around the mine, and so having just kind of having just dug myself out about maybe 6 months ago or so, I made my way here, and it was so strange. When I arrived, it was like a strange will possessed me. A darkness clouded my thoughts, and all I could care for was ensuring that whatever was happening in the mines was undisturbed. I was installed as the mayor in this ghastly form, this small, looks at you, Finny. No offense.
It works for you. You're
but-
so
Hey, you're
rugged.
fine. I
I
you
don't like
obviously
pink
don't
candy.
realize how different halflings are from gnomes. So
This is what like once you reach a certain height, like it becomes hard to differentiate people. It's a me thing. Like anything under 7 feet, you kind of all are the same. I kind of look for ear shape. I look for ear shape at that point. It's really the only distinguishing feature for most people.
So, so you're looking for your wife. What makes you think your wife is still alive? What is that?
Well, she was special.
That's what
Had-
they
yeah,
all
she'd
say.
have to be. God, no, sorry.
Well, I mean, she's an elf, so very long lived naturally.
I know.
But she had experienced some strange cosmic events in her life. It's not my story to tell, so
Son of a
of course
bitch.
don't
That's
mind.
what I was saying. I was pretty sure that's why I had my face in my hands. And
I'm sorry. Have you found my? Wait, don't you?
is your wife's name
Wife is
Bean?
Bean.
He's married to Bean. Or
Um,
what? I don't know. Maybe her name wasn't Bean then.
It probably
her
wasn't
name was
Bean then.
her name was Bernadette.
Oh,
Yes.
motherfucker.
Motherfucker. We get down there and it's Cormac.
This is why you don't stay held up in your. She's in the freaking town.
She's down the fucking street.
And she's really addicted to
Fantasy Coke.
fantasy cocaine.
He,
But it's
he- no,
also
he-
given her special magical powers.
No, he looks at all of you. It's just like,
Wait.
it's daylight out, and I don't think she'd recognize me in the form of the. Would you would you mind fetching her for me, please?
You're not
Roll,
gonna eat her.
roll. You guys can all roll an insight check, and this one you can actually roll because it's not against each other.
Look, I don't act like.
14 plus 1. I miss all my good numbers. I miss all my good numbers. That's only 15.
I miss my level 20 character so much.
No, I miss having high int. I have high strength.
That's
There is no
wisdom.
skill.
Yeah.
in
All right,
insight.
so
Oh, you're right. It is
fif-
wisdom, but still.
15. You said 18, Finn,
Yes.
and then Felix.
You know, just 26.
Fuck off. Fuck you.
This is literally what I'm built for.
Felix and Theo, you
Built different.
you get the sense. I'm sorry, Finian and Theo. You get the sense that like he is like trying to wrap his head around like this 400-year journey he's been on to try to find his wife that was like sidetracked by some evil magics, and it turns out like she's been 40 feet away from me this whole fucking time. What the fuck? Felix, you can pick up with the 26 is beyond all of those like initial feelings is you can see just this almost mad like Adam, like Gomez Adams level of obsession with his wife that like you can tell has been like contained for 400-ish years, and he's like, oh my god, it's like my wife, she's here, she's
My
alive.
wife, but it's
like
not the Borat joke.
yeah, it's not awful. Very much again, Gomez. You're getting a big Gomez Adams vibe, like just sort of vibrating off of him. Just like, wait a minute, my wife, my wonderful wife,
My wife, my beautiful wife.
It's like, if you would, please do me one simple favor. If you wouldn't mind, fetching her, as I cannot go outside in the sunlight.
Look,
Yeah, we can do
look,
that.
yo, we can totally do that. What are you gonna give us?
What?
Lord boy.
What do you want?
I like cash.
Well,
Do
I'll.
like either that, or if you have the magical cool stuff,
I want all the information you have about the Worldbreaker.
Oh Jesus fuck.
I want
I
your first-hand account, and I want you to write it, and I need it notarized.
I don't.
No try.
You'd have to talk to my dear wife about that.
Oh wait, you didn't
I
say
was
it? Snoozing.
I was born maybe about 50 or so years after the Worldbreaker, and was cursed to be a vampire about 25 years after that. My wife is much older than I.
I thought the Worldbreaker was like 100 years ago. Wait a minute, am I getting my
No.
events mixed up?
You
Zach,
are-
Am I getting my event? My
You are
wars
getting.
mixed
You
up?
are. The war ended 100 years ago.
Ah,
The
okay.
Worldbreaker was like 500 years ago.
Got it.
You're thinking Death of the Dragons, my dear.
Okay.
You are thinking
my-
the death of the dragons. Yes.
Got my world events mixed up.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Right. Never mind.
So I will not be of much help to you there, but I'm sure Bernadette would not. More to you. So I don't have much treasure here, but I do have treasure back in my castle. That's where I keep all of my stuff. It's my home.
Isn't it kind of underneath a mountain?
Well, yes, but like the castle was sturdy. Like the mountain, like is on top of it. It's now an underground. Technically, it's now an underground castle. I guess. Is it a lair? Is that more of a lair? I suppose it's a lair.
Christ.
Listen, I'm not good at this. Listen, my brother is like much better at being an actual vampire. I'm just,
Which one?
if
of
I'm
you
being
is
honest, I'm just a guy.
the
Like,
guy?
I'm just a guy. I really wanted to be an artist, and then,
Oh.
brother goes out, wanders in the woods, comes back a vampire.
Those
I
munch,
don't want to.
munch, munch on me.
I don't want to face the realities of immortality alone. I need family. Decides to turn me late at night. Then I slaughter my parents in, my first feeding. That was embarrassing and frankly pretty goddamn traumatizing. And I haven't spoken to him in about 400 years.
Men will experience the horrors and then never take accountability for the rest of their lives.
Felix says that out loud.
It's like men will literally turn their family into vampires rather than go to therapy.
Precisely.
I cast instant. No.
It's like, listen, I feel it's like my dearest wife is able to give me the energy I need, and in the rare times I do
valid.
need blood. I go and
Survives off love.
I go and find, like a hibernating bear in the middle of winter where they're not going to miss it at all. Like, it's not that, like,
It's not that deep, bro.
Vampirism is a curse, but you do not need to be a curse upon society.
Wow.
I'm simply a man who cannot go out into sunlight and has very specific dietary needs.
And
It's not
hair product requirements.
Oh God, Finian, I must say, well, I do greatly appreciate that, and will be taking that back with me to my lair. God, it feels so wrong to call it a lair, but it's underground. Like I care about what words
just
mean.
Call it what it is. After seeing your other room, you might as well just call it a dungeon at this point.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
I was in his hair dungeon. It was
Yeah, no.
pretty-
He reaches back. He pulls like a thing on the side.
We all get to experience the hair dungeon.
You all see the hair dungeon, right? So
Felix gags at all the crushed velvet.
Yeah.
it's like, all right. So this is embarrassing.
He takes one look at the crushed velvet and then turns back around and just like, kill yourself.
Kill yourself.
He's like, listen.
I would.
So you don't think I've tried?
Ha.
Jesus.
Listen, I was incredibly depressed, and listen, when you're cursed to be a vampire against your will, and you
Men
accidentally
will
kill your
simply
parents,
buy crushed velvet instead of going to therapy.
it's not mine. All right, like listen, whatever
When I was
curse.
possessed by the gnome.
Whatever curse was occurring here, whatever strange magics were going on, were also. Have you ever felt almost a compelled distraction? Like your brain knows something is wrong or incorrect, but is incapable of acting upon that information.
No, I'm built different.
It's like the curse.
Theodosia is like looking at Felix just with eyes of just like you
It's
fucking
like the cult was casting ADHD, the spell.
That's what I was
It's
about
like
to
the
say.
best.
You mean existing as an ADHD person?
Yeah, it's like the closest way to describe it is
I
that
cast ADHD on the vampire.
It's like I cast ADHD basically. But no, he's we were given an obsession to distract us from the fact we knew what was wrong around us.
And mine was crushed velvet.
You have been cursed with the tism.
And so I became obsessed with, for some reason,
The
hair
terrible
care.
And the terrible, terrible crushed velvet.
Here's the thing. Whatever this was, it was here beforehand. Perhaps we were influenced. We were influenced by whatever energies remain behind from whoever was here before. Lumtart. That was the old mayor's name.
Oh.
I did not construct this out of nowhere. It came when the curse was laid upon us. Back to more of the point. I would be happy to repay you kindly with objects from my home of great value. And perhaps even looking at you, Theo, perhaps there are some books in the library that might pique your interest.
Yes.
Fucking shit.
Yes.
need
Yes. Yes.
Here's what I have let us to ensure and to reinforce my goodwill to you. He pulls out a scroll, and he hands it to Finn. This is a teleportation scroll, specifically an automatic scroll of teleportation. It will take you to the teleportation circle that is within my castle. So whenever you are ready to collect your reward, because as I know you have a contract currently with the Brotherhood. I'm sorry, not the Brotherhood, with the company. That you must complete. But as soon as you wish to gather a reward, and once I am safely home with my dearest wife, we will be happy to host and keep you and reward you properly.
What? One last thing. Just so that you're. What was your wife like when you last saw her?
Oh, just the most ethereally beautiful creature.
Was she...
Mind like a flowing river from one thought to the next. ephemeral in her essence and bright and quick with her humor. She's perfection.
Okay, we get it. You're in love. Wow.
Jesus. Spare me.
I mean, did she...
Jesus doesn't spare, he only forgives.
Thanks, local missionary.
Thank you, everybody. Thank the local Mormon.
Local Mormons. Anyway,
I'd rather
yes.
not.
Yes, very sad. Anyway, I meant more like, was she very all with the lights on and everyone was home,
The lights.
or was the light
Was she
scattered?
missing a few spell slots?
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
I mean, that is, of course, the joy of love. Your weaknesses are complemented by your partner's strengths. So I'm sorry, I don't quite understand the question. Bernadette
You know what?
has.
Let's just go get her, and then you can decide if something's wrong or if everything's absolutely correct, and that's how you found her.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I will change into something a little more appropriate.
Oh, God.
It's his "I love my wife" shirt.
You guys head out. You're able to head to the camp. You find Bean sort of sitting on a log. She's like sort of like flicking sticks into the fire.
Oh.
And he like looks at you. Hi guys. How is the mine shaft?
Oh, it was well. We survived, as you can see.
So he looks at the three of you. It's like looks at you. Looks at Felix. You traumatized yourself again.
Yeah.
She pats you on the head. It's okay. It'll get worse. I mean, you're heroes. Like, stuff has to be bad for you guys to be a thing. But don't worry. I believe in you.
That makes one of us, Bean.
Anyway, what's up?
Are you married?
Yeah.
Right.
When's the last time you saw him?
Well, there was the cave-in. And then our house was stuck under a hill for a while.
Yep.
That should do it.
And it was really unfortunate. I was able to get out pretty easily because, like, the house wasn't that buried. Like, a couple of the towers are still sticking out. Like, you can kind of see them. But unfortunately, during the cave-in, the room to our bedroom got blocked. And so I assume he was stuck. So,
As you would.
it's been a while. It's been a long time. But I've had the sparkles to keep me company.
Ah, yes, the sparkles. Quite. Right. Well, so, good news. Your husband is here and would like to see you.
And she just has like she just watched this big like looping grin come across her face. Oh yay, he made it out. Where is he?
He's at the mayor's house.
Oh, you know, I don't know why I didn't think of that. Secret ugly at the mayor's house. You know what? I should have thought of that one. She kind of like hops off the log and starts like sort of just like meandering towards the mayor's house.
Secret. She just called her husband ugly.
If the shoe fits.
Have you... Did you not see what he looked like?
Oh, well. No, I don't remember. I guess. Huh.
He was.
Are we still imagining like vampire Mr. Burns?
No.
Super tall vampire Mr. Burns,
Yeah.
like luscious hair, I guess.
Well, it's like more like he's very like very thin bodied, like Mr. like very sort of like thin bodied, like Mr. Burns. I'm not saying Mr. Burns the face, but like that was more the body proportions to like give you an idea of like how like thin and reedy he sort of was.
Gotcha.
Billowing.
Do you guys follow her?
Yes. She's
Okay.
the most important person in the world.
You guys
make
follow.
sure she gets there safe, especially if he's a vampire. And what if he was like, JK, I just also knew this was the most important person in the world and wanted to eat her.
You guys make your way back into the home of the mayor. As you open the door to the office, you see Marcellus. He has changed. He's no longer in the outfit that he was wearing when he kind of emerged for Finn. You can see him wearing a very well fitted, very nice. It looks a little odd because of just how tall he is, but a 3-piece suit. Has a bow tie on, a little a little pocket square in his jacket and things, and he's sort of standing there nervously. And as you
beautiful wife.
as you open the door and he sees all of you and you see his bean there, it's Bernadette, my darling, and she looks at him. It's har har, and goes running over to him. He picks her up, spins her around in a giant hug. And you can just see her. She's the perfect. If the the cat face emote, the 3 emote could be a person's face, that is her, as he just showers her head and cheeks with this kisses. She's
Oh, I've missed you, darling. Oh, my darling, my darling, my darling. Why did you leave me? Why?
And it's har har, we talked about this.
You're a big, strong boy.
The door, when the door is blocked, we had that secret window passage that you could climb to the roof and get out. And he's he stops spinning her around for a second. It's
oh my God, I'm an idiot.
My wife, you're so smart.
It's say, my darling, you're so intelligent, you're so beautiful. It's what would I do without you? He's do you know what I did? I broke it down by hand.
Har, did you really break that big rock by hand?
I'm so sorry, dearest. I left you alone for so many years because of that. I forgot about the tunnel.
It's it's okay, Har. And she reaches up and just kind of pets the side of his face. It's okay. It's fixed now, thanks to our friends. And she's like a cat. If you pick a cat up and their paws are hanging over their person's arms, she's kind of hanging there in the air. It's thanks, guys.
This is
I have a lit cigarette in my mouth at this point.
This is the silliest couple that has ever existed.
She's kind of terrified.
Christ.
And she looks up at him and is Har, did you invite them to dinner? And he's like,
of course I did, darling. They have the scroll and everything. And hopefully they will join us after they've completed their employment, whatever that might entail. And she's
oh, good. Cause that one, and she points at you, Theo. It's she's got lots of questions before my brain was sparkly. And it's
oh,
That's
well,
another
that
thing.
will be a first.
That is another thing. I'll be honest. I was going to try to take Bean with me when we left, but since
you
you're
see his arms tighten.
Yes, don't worry. I'm not doing that anymore because I had done it because I don't know if you know this, but your wife might be the most important person on the well, of course you know that.
She
you know that
is,
for you, but I
without
need
a note, she is the most important person
Yes.
on the
Yes,
Earth,
yes, but I
this
also
world.
need to know that other people should be agreeing with you, not just because of how much you love her, but they should be agreeing with you because of how, because she is precious, obviously. So obviously that all makes her very important. But also historically speaking, she saw something that no one else. What is my accent? No one else. I'm a culture that no one else has seen. And I obviously this goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. I need you to protect her very much. Obviously, you're already going to do that, but I need you to also understand how crucial she is to the whole dragon thing. And I'm going to need you to Add that to your arsenal of reasons to love and protect your wife. As
So
if there is any room. Obviously, you can forge all sorts of shelves for that arsenal, but
you watch as he as he like kind of like opens his coat, and you see like a little bean-sized like seat/pocket in there, and he kind of just like tucks her in there. It's like,
What the fuck?
so like sort of tucks her in
that's
there.
where she goes.
Sort of tucks her in there. It's like,
As always, I will protect her with my existence.
And remember those passageways she told you about, so if something happens again, you get out really fast with her, and...
I will never
you're all
forget
separate.
that. I will never forget that again. Also, I think it is probably time to start uncovering the house, especially if we're going to have visitors. Natural light and all. So, oh dear. Someone does need to be left in charge here.
Cormac, or whatever his name is, seems pretty dependable. He's kept that book filled with the people...
oh, well, no, Cormac was the orc, correct?
Yeah, he was the one who threw the book.
Okay, sorry.
He was whichever one chucked a book at theater.
Oh no, Cormac was the barkeep, not the Dirk was the orc. He was the one who ran off.
Also a fine option.
It's like no, I will.
Whoever Bean suggests. Bean's been around longer.
Kind of like you hear from the guy, like Cormac's fine. And he's like, yes, I will handle that. Here, he gives you guys. He already gave you the scroll. Never mind. He's like, I will handle this. I will allow you to return to your duties and whatever that might entail.
Give this, if you could, give this back to him. And she hands him the book that Cormac had chucked over at him.
He's like, yes, of course. And again, it looks to all of you. Thank you. Thank you very kindly.
What we paid for, I believe.
Yes, and you will be well rewarded when you
Yes.
arrive at the castle.
Yes. Going to a dinner party. Oh my
So,
god, guys, you get to dress up.
Oh, fuck.
You should be the one that's excited. Oh my god.
Yes, Finian.
No, I'm good. Y'all ready to go?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. I'll say for the sake of brevity, you guys make your way out, head down to the docks. You're able to book passage on a ship that will take you back up the same route you guys came. And that is where we will end our episode for today. Thank you all for joining us for another episode of Dances with Dice. Please follow us on all social media channels at Dances with Dice. And when you use the hashtag DWDcast or DWDart, we'll use you as named NPCs in the show. Thank you all for joining us, and join us for another episode next time, every Tuesday, with Dances with Dice.